The end times in relationships.
Great. Okay, so I if I get into a relationship like Facebook grouping or internet anything, it will be about friendship. It would not be about, oh, I'm so lonely, I want a companion. No, because for me, I believe we're in the last days and we are amidst a war. And just like in Noah Day, the people weren't paying no attention to that boat being built. Well, I'm want to pay attention to the boat. So Brian T, you recognize we in the last days, but yet I know you still looking for a wife, correct?
No, I'm not correct. I'm not looking for no wife.
Heck no.
Where's you about that one?
No, when did y'all hear me say I'm looking for a wife? If it
You ain't
happens,
looking for
then it
no wife.
happens.
Huh? Oh, if
No,
it happened, it happened. If it happened, it happened. Okay,
if it,
I'm sorry. We were gonna try to get you on the Facebook, like Keisha was in a. Keisha, is you on the Facebook, or you or just internet sighting or internet dating is what you about right now?
Yeah, I have Facebook dating. There's more than just Facebook dating sites to meet people,
Right,
especially
right.
if you don't go out. You know.
But what happened is that we would have probably, I don't know if, Brian is talking about if it happened, it happened. But, if he saw it worked out with you, he might, just like you saw it worked out with Carla, you might figure, and then some other people we know that's trying to date young people especially, that they might feel that it might work like that because it might be programs like they got on TV, First Sight, and they got people trying to put the people together on by AI. Like AI say you're compatible, and it's just a TV program that I had looked at a couple times. And it worked a couple times, but not all the time. But a lot of times on companions, shifts as far as you being the same, having the same goals and motives and whatnot. A lot of people say, no, you can't be the same. You got to be, opposites. So we're going to talk about that, Brian, you and Lakeisha, as far as relating to, should we be doing this, just go on as usual, even though we are in the midst of a supposed war. So, of course, people can't just stop and be in midair and just be like, okay, I'm just going to stare into space. So, of course, they got to go on as usual. I would think that it would be a prayer group did. And that's why I said if I got on one of those sites, I'd be like, I'm looking for a friend, not no, I ain't trying to be your dream boat, your dream girl, or none of that. No, looking for a friend because I would like to get a prayer group together. But I got to know who I'm dealing with because I ain't praying with Satan. So then, Keisha, as far as you, go ahead. Your opinion on dating and in this wartime.
Well, according to the Bible, even in the end, people gonna be marrying and giving in marriage. So the world still go on until it don't no more. So technically, yeah, if you want to find love, find love. If you don't, then you still have to find your purpose. So I believe some gonna be married and some just gonna be single and fight in the war to the end. So yeah,
So,
I'm all for dating and finding love and possibly to marriage.
and so, Brian, you said you just gonna if it happened, it happened. So you not the Bible say a man findeth a wife. So when you go to church, you ain't gonna at least pray for the Lord to put you in the direction of a new wife or not, Brian T.
I pray for the Lord. I tell him to do what you're gonna do for me, whatever you feel is fit. Because I've done that marriage thing before, and I wasn't ready for marriage, even though it lasted and worked for me for about 14 years. I was 14 years married, but I wasn't ready. I was given too much freedom in my marriage, which is why it didn't work. I did
Okay.
love her. I did love my wife, but I was just given too much freedom from my wife. And
Okay.
if I
So
was to
then,
take another wife, if I was to grab me another wife, like I said, if it happens, it happens. I will be ready this next time for marriage.
okay. So Keisha is looking for one, but you saying, so she can know what to look for. you saying you wasn't ready for marriage. You had too much freedom. So should Keisha not allow that man to have freedom? Should she be watching his every move?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I had too much freedom because I was out there in the world every weekend as a disc jockey. I was around the Temptation every weekend at 2-3 times a week. I DJ from Friday to Sunday,
But that's like
and still held a job. I had an 9 to 5 job, factory job. So I wasn't ready. I was out there in the weekend. Keisha's not going to be out there in the weekends. All I can say is you have to be careful. Marriage is a vow that you with before the Lord, and you really need to keep that vow. I wasn't ready.
Keisha.
I took the vow and didn't keep the vow.
Okay, Keisha, answer to that. Like, if you was to meet a man like Brian, how would you have handled that?
Well, we wouldn't have got married because I don't know you still trying to be free. Because even now, if you get married, even at a retired state, you still have freedom because two people are still individuals. So it still would be on that individual man or woman to decide whether they want to be faithful because nobody's a prisoner in marriage. You still free to roam around, go to the grocery store, meet whoever you want to, even online. Like I'm saying, I'm trying to meet somebody. Not just only because if I go out, I'll probably meet somebody, but it's still called self control, self discipline. You have to be ready, whether you're young, middle age, or even in an older group. You have to know that's what you want to be dedicated and committed to that one person because that's what marriage is. Unless you're in another culture, like we talked about on the last show. Um, so where they can have multiple wives or they believe in polygamy or whatever their thing is. But for me, as far as committed marriage, committed relationship, you have to be disciplined and ready for it for any given moment that you're saying that this is what you want to do. Now, I never wanted to be married at first because of that reason. I wasn't ready to be committed to just one person. Because I had a trust issue with these type of men because I always met those type. So that probably delayed a lot of my uh ability or my answer to saying yes because I've been proposed a couple times before. And I just wasn't ready because there was no trust. So I know going into a marriage you have to be fully ready to be committed and trustworthy and trusting. So
Okay, well,
it ain't for the weak. It ain't for the weak. I agree with you there, Uncle. It's not for the weak.
well, the difference is for
Jaylana said it's not that hard. You know, this is the only married person that we have on the show. She said
you
it
know,
ain't that
the number
hard.
is that one magical marriage that a lot of us that know her is like, okay, that's a
What's your
magical. That's one of those magical marriages.
Yeah, I don't think it's that hard. I feel like if you love the person, then you gonna do. If you love somebody, you're not gonna hurt them. Like a parent, you love your kids, you're not gonna do nothing that hurt them. As a husband or a wife, you love your partner, so you're not gonna do nothing that hurt them. So you're not even gonna have haughty eyes because you have your eyes set on your person. Like especially y'all become best friends, y'all do everything together, y'all only want to spend time with this person. Then why would you? If you content and happy with what you got, you're not gonna look outside of what you got for some because you already happy. You know, happy people when you content, you got your dream house. You're not looking on the market for more houses. You happy with what you got. You water your grass and it become greener. It ain't greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. So if you happy where you at, you're not looking nowhere else. That's how I feel about it. So
Okay, Brian, you want to tell us how you was married and you was happy, but it just happened?
First, I'm gonna answer that on Delana. Delana, my beautiful niece, that sounds just like a woman that's been married for about a year. I mean, I felt that same way when I first got married. It was just me and that woman. Oh, I was good, clean, and wholesome. But as I still went out there and DJ'd every weekend, the temptation was there.
But that's because
And I
you was
was, and like I
already a
said,
cheater before you got married. So once a cheater, you just was a cheater that was married.
that's I agree. That's right.
So
And like I said,
that's
once I
not
was
the
out there, and
marriage fault. That was a you thing. You was already a cheater, so you just
well,
got
once
married.
again, like I said, I was not ready
And
for
you weren't
marriage.
ready,
I
yeah.
jumped in. I wasn't ready for marriage. I jumped into a marriage. I was like given an ultimatum to get into
Exactly.
that marriage.
It wasn't even like, oh, this
Exactly.
my. It wasn't even like a, oh girl, I love you so much. Let's do this. You my best friend. Let's get married. It's only you. No, it was an ultimatum. Like, oh, you finna marry my baby. So you did.
Yeah. Ultimatum there. Even though I did love her, I guess I grew into that love with her, but it still was an ultimatum on my part for me to say take the vows.
So would you
So
do
I do
anything
agree with you.
differently now? Now that you know what you know, would you do things
Yes.
differently?
Yes, now I know what I know. Like I said, I'm going to be more careful. If I'm blessed to find another wife, then I really believe that I will be a true husband. And if anybody be a cheating, it'll be her.
Oh wow, I wouldn't put that
I
in
believe
there.
I would be
I wouldn't put that out there, but because there's a lot of women that probably be looking for you. So let me go find him so I can be a cheater on him.
Self-control. Because if you love somebody, you can have self-control.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that self-control. See, this is my thing about the self-control, Delana, is I think the devil is real and he inhabited people. I think that Judas was right there with Jesus. It probably was really hard for him to betray Jesus. The devil had to get. The Bible said the devil got in Judas.
Girl, everybody don't just get possessed. God give us free will. People just choose to do stuff.
Wait a minute, hold on. You think Judas chose to be possessed?
I feel like God hardened people's hearts at times, and I feel like some stuff gotta go to fruition, and it's already written that way. So, but his heart was already
He was already a robber and a thief.
Exactly. He wasn't just a good person. He was already in line to be used by the devil anyway.
His character was already tainted because he grew up being a thievery like that. So God already knew if I put this thief in, he only gonna do what he do.
Because he traded him for money. So it wasn't like he was just so possessed.
Yeah, that's so true. He did trade him for money, but the Bible did say the Bible did say that the devil entered him.
Yeah, and God let it answer him because he was already that. That was already his nature.
Yeah, he was already, like we see in Job. We see in Job the devil.
That falls under the category of me. That falls under the category of me. I grew up
fornicating. You had the devil in you?
No, I like I said, that falls under the category that I grew up fornicating. Right. I didn't grow up being true to one woman.
Right. That's what Delana was saying. You was growing up as a cheater.
Yeah.
Right. So because it was already your character, it was just easy for you to fall back into those ways because they just
exactly.
But
that's right. I was not ready.
How could anybody look at Bino and talk to Bino? I'm sorry, Brian, and think that he was a cheater? I mean, he talked real nice. He's a DJ. You're not gonna just look at him and say, "Oh, that's a cheater." Well, especially now because he got a lot of weight on him. Back then, he didn't have a lot of weight. So right now, he got a lot of weight. People look at the outside cover. They don't understand the inside cover. So they look at the outside.
Rest in peace. Heavy D was a heavyweight lover, honey. Heavy D.
What?
That's right.
Don't play
exactly.
Don't play with them big boys. They call him
ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with the big boy.
Okay.
That's right.
You better know and recognize that some women like them big teddy bears. Now, me personally.
Okay. Now let's go. Let's just go on what my auntie Mary Tatum would say to me. She would say, because I always would worry about weight. And she said, it's going to take for me to be old to get married. But the whole point is, I'm still worried about weight. I still think that I don't want to be big in no relationship. I still feel that way. So I don't know why she made that
Well,
statement.
because you grew up in an era where, the beautiful women was magazine women, small, little hips, no big butts. It was basically slim, European, petite type of women. You ain't see too many black curvaceous, big butts, big breasts. That was out. You just grew up in that wrong era. Now they're more into BBWs, big beautiful women, because they know different cultures. Even the Europeans now, they're getting butt injections. Everybody want to be curvaceous. So what was in your era is no longer existing. They all for
Oh.
the big baby.
Oh, okay. So my thing is, it's just in my mind that says, "Oh no, I don't want to be big, so I can't. I'm not gonna have no real relationship unless it's a friendship." And they helped me lose some weight on that one of those Tyler Perry movies where the girl that was big got with the guy, and he helped her lose weight, and then they got married. Because if I'm in a low self-esteem place, I'm not going to put myself in no relationship.
Right.
And low self-esteem has a lot, for me, in my era, has a lot to do with how you look.
Right, exactly.
Some people might even say it has your position in life. Like, that's all you do. You don't do nothing. You just sit around out. Oh, no, you ain't bringing nothing to the table. What you bringing to the table, girl?
Yeah, see, and I don't know how you get that because that wasn't really your era. Like, as for the men, they had to have money, cars, their own house. They couldn't really be a bum back in that day and really want a wife. Nowadays, they don't care because women is taking care of men. Well, that was an era, 90s to early 2000s. Women coming out of that now, they ain't trying to take care of no men no more. But that was the era they could be bums. But before that, Martin Luther King, them Malcolm X, them eras, they had to be men, you know, and
So
women
that's
had
what a man is. That's what a man is, to take care of a woman. He got to have that money so he can take care of the woman.
exactly because they was the providers, and women couldn't work, so they had to be keep themselves together so they could be at home rearing the children up, and no, they didn't want no big old woman back then. But
Well, the thing
they still
is,
had them though. They still had big women.
but my thing is, Keisha, is that these days I don't care about the provider part. I care about the leader part, even though I am down for the money thing. But if you can't lead me spiritually toward God, especially in this time of warfare, and we need to find that place that God gonna lead us to, we gonna be bombed out. I don't too much care about the how much providerism he's about, because he cannot overrule Revelation 8 and what it's talking about. We in the end days and somebody Babylon finna be bombed up. He can't overrule that with his money that he got. Only thing that he can overrule that with is prayer. Now, if he's a big time prayer, then I would be like, I would want that as a friend, somebody, because I ain't even tripping. I'm 68. I wish I would be tripping about some relationships.
I guess
So I'm not.
we all had different views on relationship. You want one for spiritual leadership. I want one for provision because I don't want to work no more. I'm done. So
Okay, and then Brian, you want one because of what?
I'm just looking for one that loves me and that I can love back, and we can help one another and grow with God together. And don't care. I don't care if you got no money. I don't care if you know I ain't got no money. We can build as long as we got God in our hearts and we go in the church and we can do it together. I'm looking at it, even though I didn't have a church going wife, but I wasn't ready for that church going wife. Now I believe I'm ready for a church going wife now.
Okay, so all right. So then my thing is this, Lakeisha, if we do this as a project for Be Informed, and as far as looking at the different dating sites, I don't know if Brian, if you want to do that as well, but if we look at the different dating sites and see if
No, I've done that before.
Have you done it and you
Nope.
don't care for going there?
I done that before. It didn't work out for me. I did the Facebook thing, Facebook date, and we dated for about a month. I found out she was local and crazy, and so I said, no, I'm not gonna do no Facebook dating ever again. So no, no.
So then, Lakeisha, what about you?
Yeah, I ain't gonna give up that easy on love.
So then, Brian, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to see how what Tisha is doing, and I'm going to try to put myself up there, and I'm going to say looking for a friend as in prayer partner.
Yeah, because just that you had that one bad experience, it's like if you meet people in person, you gotta weed out the good with the bad. You're gonna, of course, find some bad, because everybody, you got people that catfishing and trolling. But if you keep going, there's people who actually find happy, successful relationships online, the same as they go to.
Well, also,
Mhm.
online dating is awful dangerous.
Yes, it
So
is.
I'm
There's
not
some
gonna.
crazy people
Yeah.
out there.
So I'm not
It
gonna
is.
do it because of that.
Well,
Absolutely.
so it's going to the grocery store meeting somebody or meeting somebody at church. You don't know how psycho they is just because you met them in person.
Yeah, but that person you meet at the grocery store, you're looking at their expression. You're looking face to face to them. You seeing the expressions. Online dating, you can't see nothing but read what they're talking about
Well, yeah, but
until you
All right.
finally
the
meet.
All right.
first
Hey,
time you
Brian,
meet,
well, we're not going to try to talk you into it, Brian, because I think that you should have the avenues of where you want to find. The Bible says a man findeth a wife. So I would figure
yeah, but
that
that
you
ain't the
might want
only
to
way.
go to, the church have different functions. The Latter Day Saints have dances and everything, but you have to get somebody that you know from your small venue of church to take you to probably Oxford or whatever that is to their little dances because they have little dances. They have church dances.
Yeah, but to
Yeah,
not
I'm sure they
discourage
do.
other people from online dating, when you meet with somebody, now it be the people, I don't want to call them fools, but it be the ones that, okay, where are you meeting up at your first time you're meeting? Don't meet somebody in private that you don't know. That's just common
Right,
sense. Even if you met them
right,
at a grocery store or at church and you can see them and they seem to be nice, you always keep yourself in a safe place. You meet in a public area, you get to know that person. You always take precautions. Uh,
right.
That is
Always.
still dangerous. People are nowadays will kill you in front of 10,000 people looking at you.
This is
They don't
so
care.
very true. I can feel you all the way, Brian, because I have met what the Bible said. There are tares in the wheat, and the Bible, Jesus said, "Let the wheat and the tares grow together." So I understand the tares ain't like the wheat, and the tares is gonna do like the tares do, and the wheat gonna do like the wheat do. So yeah, I can feel that all the day long. But on the
right,
same
because
token,
That's right. People are not scared to commit murder in front of other people. Our uncle was
no,
killed
they ain't, 'cause
in front of.
they tares. Tares don't care. Tares got the devil.
That's right.
The devil is their
We
daddy,
have
so they don't care. They don't care.
exactly. See,
Don't
we have
people
an
don't
uncle
know
that
that.
was killed back in the 80s in front of people, in front of a lot
Yeah.
of people. He was
And then,
at a
and
church
then
of
you got
chickens.
people that their own family be like, I never would have thought they'd have did that. I never would have thought they did that. They'll hurry up and say, they did it to you, but they never did it to family. So I never would have thought they'd have did that. But I happen to know a crook that I don't have no problem with killing you right in front of the family and being like, going on to jail and wouldn't care what family talking about. Just go straight on to jail and wouldn't
Exactly.
give no rap what family talking about.
See, the world is crazy. That's why I said that's pretty dangerous that you want to do there,
Yeah,
Lakeisha.
it's dangerous, but the thing is that the Lord sent us out there anyway. He sent a lot of us out there. He sent them out two by two, of course.
what
So
y'all don't
that's what I would look
understand,
at it.
what y'all don't understand is really the same thing. It's dangerous whether I meet somebody in person at the park and I just getting to talk to this guy. If he has ill intentions, he's gonna go crazy, him or her, regardless of how you meet a person. The crazy is in him is going to come out. Um, so
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't really matter. Like I said, I want y'all to get that out y'all head that, oh, this is online. That's just another way of meeting somebody. We have thousands of ways of meeting people. You can meet somebody on a train. You can be married to them for 20 years and they snap. We done seen many stories that they thought, oh, I thought I knew this person, and they turned around and murdered me. Um, because if it's in them, it's just in them. You have to have
Mm-hmm.
discernment to know who you are dealing with. You gotta pray to God that you have been paired with somebody good. Cause like I said, we just seen this was big headline news where the woman just killed her husband for 20 some years. I don't forgot what he did, or infidelity or some kind of way. Um, but she offed him. So and they was together for 20 years. So you know it it doesn't matter how you meet a person. You have to be careful in all your ways, everything that you do. Even if you're growing to know this person, you want to make because they don't even know how they'll feel if you offend them in certain type of way. It may change their whole character that they never even knew themselves that they could be. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
I
just
agree.
it's just real important that we try to get with, especially as Christians, get with God fearing people, that it has a mental sanity, stability, uh, and pray that they don't have a moment where they can snap. Because we all humans, we can have that moment, whatever triggers us. So
Yeah,
yeah, just be
but
careful.
yeah, but Lakeisha, we just got to talking about what's his name, Judas. He was a God fearing person, but he just was a thief.
Yeah, but they already knew when they hired him he was a thief. He was a swindler. They already knew when him coming in on what his resume was. So that was the purpose of Jesus trying to teach
So
him.
that was hold on. So that was a red flag. They just used Jesus just used that for to have somebody to portray him and put him on the cross, because it wasn't gonna be easy to get him on that cross. So
I'm,
yeah,
I
I
wouldn't
understand
say
that position.
I wouldn't say that necessarily because most of the disciples wasn't all clean. You got the tax collector that was taking people money. You got the fisherman who was out there cussing. They weren't just following all the laws. Moses was a murderer. You know what I'm saying? God tends to use people who are um not as morally integrity. They have integrity about themselves.
Well, I bet you they gonna have to have some moral integrity to be my friend. Like I said, I'll get on there, but like, remember those questions, Letitia, when I tried to do it the first time with you? All of those questions don't relate to what I was looking for.
Well, yeah, because you ain't God trying to change somebody's character, which would be a smart thing.
I was not trying to say no title. I'm just saying that I wouldn't. It actually said, "Would you be a man princess?" I'm like, heck no, I ain't being no princess.
You know what? That's what I like about online dating is because you get to ask these questions. Now, whether they tell you the truth or not, you have to weed them out. Because like I have situations where they're lie. People like to make up stories because they're online or you haven't seen them in their face yet. But you eventually got to see them, even if they're in your face. If they're a liar, they're a liar. If they're not, they're not. So you get to weed out. Hopefully, it's a tool that helps you weed out whether you like to go to the park, whether you want to fulfill the man fantasy or not. Like you was able to answer some of these questions and let a man know out gate, no, I'm not finna be your best friend. No, I'm not finna dress up for you every day. No, I'm not finna cook it clean for you. You better come with it yourself. It helps you weed out.
Right.
And it also
Because I'm gonna be knowing everything. They're gonna be like, "What the crap am I talking to you for?"
right.
I'm gonna be like, exactly. That's the right question.
Yeah,
What is you talking to me for?
exactly. And you'll be able to let them know. The only thing you coming to me that I'm gonna give you is a spiritual conversation. So you better come with it and not with no baby milk conversation.
That's right. You better not be talking about, "Oh, you sure look good. I think you might look good in bed." Jump on to the next person, dude.
That's why I say go get that already, girl. You gonna put what you like or what you ain't gonna what they call them
I'm gonna have to put. I had to make up my own little thing. Yeah. What kind of spiritual relationship you got with God? What do you got going on? Is you a religious person? Do you go to the church? Do you believe in church? Do you don't like all churches? You believe only in one church? You know, I had to make my own stuff up.
That's right. You get to put all that down, and they call them deal breakers. What's your deal breaker?
Yeah, my deal breaker is you got to be spiritually following Jesus. If you ain't spiritually following Jesus, that's a deal breaker. I ain't doing Buddha. Skip Buddha, no.
Wait, yes, they
So then they'll be calling me some kind of Jesus snob. I'll be like, give me a shirt that say Jesus snob, because that's what I'm going to do.
now that's a man go for Christ, so you'll be able to weed out. There's very few. What they say?
Yeah, I know you got to weed them out, because there's only few of those on the road. Very few. We see Brian won, but that's my brother, so can't go there. But, you know, I don't know if I will be dealing with no really heavy Satan or heavy D. If he gonna be heavy in Christ, I can accept a weight. But the whole point of me doing that is because it's gonna be about a friendship. It ain't gonna be about me being smashed. No.
Well, y'all ladies out there, y'all drop y'all little email, Gmail or something for Brian T. He's out here for a
You gotta
wife.
put a picture on that.
He out here searching for him a good woman, y'all. Y'all better get it together.
I am not.
He want a spiritual woman. He ain't want no just any kind of woman.
Oh,
That's right. I am not searching.
You
I
gotta
put it
search
in
for
God's hands, ladies. I am not searching for no woman. If God plans to give me a woman that's in church, then so be it.
How
But
she gonna get to you? She gonna plop in your lap? Maybe she'll walk across your field one day like the virtual woman was out there in the field roof.
Well, then so be it. If the good Lord gives her to me,
Yeah.
then so be it.
They don't just pop
but
it
as far
all
as
lap
searching,
now. We gotta be diligent now. That's why I'm on the Facebook and these sites, because you gotta be. Because I don't go out. I go to work. I come to the crib because that's enough energy that I have now. So you know, for me, online
well,
dating helps
you
take
got to
away.
be careful with that world wide web, whatever it is. You got to be very careful with
You
that
better
thing
get your
because it's very
profile.
dangerous.
This online social media right now, the women finna start hitting you up in the comments. We're gonna have Daylana weed it out for us. So we gonna ship them your way. These emails, lady, drop what they call it, the DM.
Well, no, not email. It's gonna be on Facebook. So then, what they'll do is, unless they're on YouTube, they're just gonna put it in the comments.
Right.
And then what they could do is they could leave their Facebook address or their YouTube address, because we haven't got to the other platforms yet. So right now, as we on that, you can just drop that information, and then if he respond to you, then you doing good. I think he called it Messenger, right, Delana? So that if you go to his Facebook and add your step to the Messenger, he'll respond or not respond. That's how that's gonna work.
You better have that gift of discernment and rev it up. You have to be careful. Gonna have to be careful too. Yeah, they got snakes in the grass.
You young girls are something else. I've been and done all of that before. Yeah, I've been y'all age. Y'all ain't never been mine. So, like I said, I'm gonna be me.
Don't somebody else. I'm 68. You remember that?
Yeah, you've been my age. I ain't been yours.
Right. So, hey, I have been there. I understand the whole thing. But we talking about if we go there on a friendship level, and if we grow into something, that's one thing. Like Keisha want to automatically go off into, hey, I'm searching for a marriage right away. So if you're searching for a marriage, hit me up. But I'm going into, I want to do the friendship thing, and I'm not being your friend if you ain't on the same spiritual level, because I don't say I'm a corporal. I'm not kicking it with no generals. I can, but I'm not. But if I'm a general, especially not kicking it with no corporals. Now, I might try to give some corporals some advice. So when you look at ranking, I would definitely believe in ranking. And if you ain't up there where I am spiritually, that friendship is going to be a friendship. Don't even try to make it nothing else.
That sounds racist to me.
It can be racist all it wants to. I'm 2% Jesus. I never said I was all the way Jesus.
Oh, here we go with 2%.
Yeah, but how you gonna be a general but scared? How you gonna be a general but get scared to date corporal?
No, I said I'm not going to date no corporal.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's what I just said.
I said I'll advise a corporal because I'm a general. Generals don't, if in any type of army, generals don't kick it with corporals. They be teaching them. The only time you see a general with a corporal is they gonna teach them.
what she's saying is
That's
don't
it.
lower expectations, honey. You gotta
Yeah, don't no. The only thing now I'm kicking it with, and the only reason I would only want to kick it with a general, because I'm trying to do some high things. Like we trying to get into the courts of heaven, and its corporals don't even understand what a court of heaven is, and that's on a prayer thing. That's on a prayer level when you trying to get in the courts of heaven, so you can talk to the Lord and get some angels to assign them to different projects. So that's on a big thing that corporates don't understand what I'm talking about.
and you know what? And you had met a guy online, and we was supposed to link up. He wanted to link up me. The man didn't want to pay for the ticket to come see me or nothing. It was starting to add up too much for him. It was adding up. He said, "Oh God, oh, $150. No. So, you have to be, because I don't want that type of man. That is, if it's a problem, even for you to meet me on the first date, you're gonna have to spend a little bit of money, to impress a lady. That was old school chivalry anyway. The man would bring the woman flowers on the first date. He'd bring her some candy. He'd even take her out for some ice cream.
Okay, Brian. What Brian? You answer that.
All of that crap didn't add up to no $150 on no first date. I've never done that.
Back in the day, now it was cheap.
I was back in the day. I ain't never went to the first date with no $150. I might have brought some candy and some flowers or something, but it ain't add up to no $150.
Okay, let's talk about your trucking days. Your trucking days, and you was
when you were
having
driving
some
the
money.
truck.
You was having some money then.
I don't.
How much would you
When I was my trucking days, I had a wife.
Okay. He had a wife then, Keisha. He had a wife.
Okay.
In my trucking days, I had a wife at home, so I brung her. I brung her the anniversary gifts, her birthday gifts. What?
Was you cheap with your wife?
No, he just told you he brought her gifts.
I brung her anniversary gifts, her birthday gifts, her Christmas gifts, any Mother's Day gifts.
Did you just randomly
anything like that,
But did you just randomly buy her?
Every now and then I would go to and give her just a flower just because it's Tuesday. Here, baby, it's just because it's Tuesday, and I was thinking about you.
So you can say, man,
but it wasn't. That was very seldom.
So you can say, man, he was a cheap man. You didn't want to be generous with other women, not your wife, with other women.
Well, I did that also with the other women also.
Like I said,
I did that with the other women also, and was caught by my wife. Had left a receipt in the garbage.
What kind of stuff is that?
But let's say you bought.
Yeah, well,
you bought flowers, you bought candy, and you bought them dinner. Okay, if it didn't add up to $100 back in the days, it was still $60 back in the day.
Yeah, okay. So what about it?
So that's equal up to about $150 now. You know what I'm saying? Because things is higher now. So you ain't getting no dozen roses for $12 no more. You're coming out $20.
You sure ain't. That's almost $30. That's almost $30.
And candy, you're gonna spend another $30. And dinner, guys.
There's always a way you can do it. Just like me, I was a DJ and I was a disc jockey in this town for 14, 15 years. I had the town on lockdown. I can go to KFC and get a bucket of chicken for a tape deck. So there's always a way you can.
Yeah, there's always a way. The hustle. Now, there's a lot of hustle in corporals out there because generals don't have to hustle because they got that change. But yeah, it's a lot of hustling corporal. They gonna play like they up in the general category because they know how to hustle. But they not. I understand what you saying, Lakeisha. But the thing is the way I look at it on that end is he didn't really want to meet you because if his person wanted to meet you, you see, well, I'm thinking he might have caught another chick in the middle of the road while he was trying to get to you, and she'd have detoured him. But my thing is this: when somebody trying to get to you, they gonna get to you. I bet you, if you was the one that
Exactly.
had $1 million and she didn't, the one that caught him in the road, she wasn't gonna stop him. He was finna go ahead to get to that $1 million and tell her he'll catch her later. So, but see, you done got intercepted by the next Insepticon, by the next Septicon.
Mhm. That yeah,
Exactly. I agree with that.
yeah, that's a definitely disagreement because a man that want to be a player ain't gonna tell you nothing about what he doing on the side. No way with anybody else. I don't see what would be the difference. What the difference was is he got cheap. He seen how much it was gonna be because I'm not in the same town as him, so he had to get away to the
But
place.
that's obvious. It's gonna have to spend some money when you ain't in the same town. I don't know. I think like Brian said, I think he was intercepted. I think, and he didn't look at you as no $1 million chick. He looked at the next chick, and she was looking like he want her to look, and yada yada. Because I'm gonna tell you, it don't make no matter how fat a person is. They still want a queen when they see a queen. They
Girl,
still want a
no,
princess when they see a princess.
you is tripped. I totally don't think that's how online dating works because you ain't even gotta reach out to nobody or continue to try to talk to them afterwards if you're trying to get with somebody else. Because
Well,
you
you
can.
might not be because Brian was married. He
It,
wasn't necessarily trying to get with nobody else. He just was, it just happened.
no stuff. You don't just stumble
That's right.
upon. You don't just stumble upon somebody's bedroom. Oh, that's
Oh,
plot twist.
what are you talking about? Your daddy used to tell me all the time he accidentally got with this chick and he accidentally got with that chick.
What?
So,
Let's get the
I think you may
expert.
need to talk to him.
We gonna get the expert advice on this because she always explain this very well. Daylana, how does that work?
It don't. It
It
don't
don't.
work
It's all
that
a
way.
crock of
It's all
baloney.
they talking about
That's
somebody's
farce.
thing.
Farce and knuckle.
You can never accidentally fall
Yeah.
in nobody poop, first of all.
Right.
You better talk to your granddaddy, Delano.
Girl, he
And
ain't
then he
told you
sold you a
anything.
dream.
Yeah.
He was out there telling
Telling
ghost
ghosts,
stories. You heard the man on Sanders. He was out there selling ghost stories.
and you bought it. Like,
And you was putting. So for you, Brian T, no, you didn't just accidentally stumble up on some
you
cheap
know, then you was
nigga.
flirting
You
like a
was
fool,
flirting,
and you
smile.
No, it was
She
no,
came
no,
up,
no.
talked
It
to you.
was
She said,
accident.
"Oh, you
It wasn't
smell
like I
good."
was out there. I was
She
not
said, "Oh,
out
you
there
smell
trying to
good,
cheat on my
Brian."
wife. It was accidentally. It accidentally happened. It just, of course, you know, all of a sudden came
Look,
out
you
of the
can't
blue.
even say
Happened.
it
I was
right.
not out there cheating on my wife on purpose. I was not doing it. I went to the club to make that money to DJ to do my job, and things happen.
What do you think about that?
It's
what
those
he crazy
accidents
about
again.
it.
She think you crazy as a
Yeah,
pussy, bud, honey.
Wait a minute, hold up.
It's a
Those accidents happen.
no accident. You can
Not
accident.
by accident.
Accident is you bow running to a car because your brake stopped. It didn't work no more. Now you had to give the woman some kind of conversation. And that's where you started to go wrong. When you gave in to
yeah,
that conversation and you let old Delilah tell you to lay your head in her lap, is where you went wrong. Uh,
You
because
know what,
accidentally gave
Brian? Those
her
kind of accidents happen,
exactly.
Brian.
I accidentally gave her conversation, and
Is
she
it an accident
accidentally
or a
gave
lack
it
of
back to me.
accountability?
It
Exactly.
was an accident.
yeah, I really said, "Hey, baby, you look good too." That was an accident. Stumbled off your tongue. Cause
Yeah,
what was
that was accidental. That
it?
accidentally came out of my
Oh,
mouth.
you meant to
Exactly.
say it was a mistake, not an accident. Oh, okay. That's what.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay.
It was that too.
Okay, Delana, when you do this show, when you put up the interviews, you know how we got that little thing with a picture of us. Make sure you put a hand up there to slapping the chick. I accidentally slapped you, bro.
Lord have mercy. Mm-mm.
You know why? Because my auntie didn't have no problem with accidentally slapping the chick that was after her pastor husband. Oh, let me accidentally let you bras know. Boom, boom. This how it go when you get up in my husband's face. It just be an accidental slap. Bam. Don't like it, lump it.
Once again, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to another episode of Be Informed, a talk show that's basically talking about opinions and opinions only. We look forward to hearing your comments, so please give us a comment about it. And welcome and thank you once again for another episode of Be Informed.